We are continuing our speedrunning shenanigans with summertime. Let's just continue. Let's keep going and not waste any more time yapping. Starting with day 29 overall, I am in a rush to unlock the desert and start tending to animals to get that animal produce. Mainly, I was worrying about the pigs and getting the truffles in time. My farming level is also seriously lagging behind because I spend so much time leveling my fishing skill in spring. So I start my day by setting down the rest of my basic sprinklers and plop down a couple mixed seeds I had left over from spring. I took to Salmon Town and then stock up on some summer seeds from Pierre, which I then spent almost the rest of the day planting and watering. Of course, I couldn't begin summertime without doing some fishing. It's like some sort of self-punishment at this point. I catch a super cucumber at the ocean for the first time. I also pass out because debris blocked my southern farm entrance and I had neither my axe nor my pickaxe with me. So that was a great start to summer. Day 30, I found out Linus had his grimy fingers all up in my pockets while I was passed out. I pick up my shrooms and summer forage on the way to the mountains. I find the spiceberry and the grape. And I have made the executive decision to let go of my fish smoker traumas and attempt to realize my money making plan once more by farming for the materials I would need to craft the fish smoker and bait maker again. I will not be defeated. I am determined. Eventually, I get the ridiculously rare cave jelly, and as I'm running to town, I find the sweet pea, so I decide to just donate all the summer forageables to the community center right away and run to the beach where I get a red mullet and a pufferfish for the first time. Then stick my fingers into some fish bait and continue fishing. Eventually, I get the sea jelly, talk to Sam, then I run into town to buy my beloved a pizza. I do some beach foraging, farm some more hardwood and foraging XP because I was also worried about lightning rods, and I finally craft this bane of my stardew existence again. I also plant the summer forageables before going to bed, and I reach level 5 foraging overnight, picking the forester profession to make gathering resources just a little bit faster. Day 3 of summer 31 overall, I arm myself first thing in the morning, bait maker and fish smoker in hand. We are so back. I desperately need more gold for animals and the bus stop to the desert, so first I fish while smoking the catfish I have left over from spring, but what I was really after were the summer sturgeons, which sell for quite a lot of gold smoked. I thought this could finally be the reliable source of gold I have been looking for. So, when the catfish are done, I start smoking the first sturgeons and grind for the gold. I fish some more in the forest river in the evening and catch my first pike. I earn a sexy 9,000 gold overnight. Finally, we are moving somewhere. Day 32, and I decided it was just one of those days to donate a bunch of stuff to the community center. Donating the pufferfish to the specialty fish bundle, sea urchin to the dye bundle, chub to the field research bundle, and quartz to the geologist bundle. One trip to my mining chest later, I donate the frozen geode to the field research bundle, aquamarine to the dye bundle, and earth crystal and frozen tear to the geologist's bundle. I also remembered that to actually complete the fish collection, I actually have to catch the fish with the crab pods. Even though I have technically completed the crab pod bundle already, so I place those in the town river, bait them up, and then I run to the museum, donating the diamond, dwarf scroll number 2, rare disc, aquamarine, earth crystal, frozen tear, ruby, amethyst, ornamental fan, nautilus fossil, quartz, jade, and dried starfish. Finally, some museum donations. I ran to Clint to open some geodes, so I was able to also donate the jagoite, pyrite, calcite, soapstone, fairy stone, slate, marble, and granite. Come on, chemistry. Then I run to the saloon to buy yet another pizza for Sam, which finally brings me to 4 hearts of friendship. I stop at Pierre's to get the missing summer seeds I need for the community center and of course plant them when I return back to the farm. I do some more beach foraging and then farm some more fish. I caught a tuna for the first time. I don't even know who I am without fishing at this point. Now, overnight, something incredibly interesting happened. Concerned Ape himself finally answered my prayers. The crop fairy grew my ancient seeds. Let's have a moment of silence in appreciation. Also, I reached level 10 fishing, finally, and I picked the angler profession. Day 33, the first Friday of summer, I harvest my first ancient fruit. Well, yes, I could not believe it either. I harvest and plant a couple crops and continue trying to raise my foraging skill for those annoying lightning rods. I then grab some shrooms and head toward the forest, stopping at the traveling cart where I got myself the winter crocus. And then I committed a sin. I'm afraid. I blame the shrooms, okay? I cheated. I did the chair thing to get into the secret forest because I genuinely thought this was like a cute little Easter egg, but upon reflection, it is just a cheat, I'm afraid. I farmed some more foraging XP, pick up a fiddlehead fern, chop more trees, talk to Sam, and continue with the deforestation until the end of the day. I reach level 4 farming and finally level 6 foraging overnight. Time to start prepping for the summer thunderstorms to secure those battery packs. Day 34. I'm on a mission to make as many lightning rods as possible, farming iron, quartz and bat wings in the mines where I also randomly get another glow ring. At the end of the day, I was able to craft 6 lightning rods, not too shabby. I also reached level 4 combat overnight. Day 35, I water my baby crop field, pick up a foraging help wanted quest and I immediately go to gather wood to complete it because I am slacking with my help wanted quests and I want those tickets. Sam's birthday is coming up and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. The traveling card has once again nothing interesting for me on this day, so I teleport to the mountains to give some wood to Mummy Robin, and the rest of the day was spent smoking sturgeons once again. After securing the lightning rods, animals and the bus stop are the highest priority. I also caught a rainbow trout for the first time. I tried to catch Sam in the evening but miss him, you know, the usual, so I continue fishing in front of his house until the end of the day. I'm getting deja vu. How many times have I done this before at this point? Second week of summer is upon us. I pick a mining help wanted quest before paying Pierre a visit to get some wheat and poppy that I was still missing for the community center. Then I took the blame for Sam dropping a damn egg. And then I just continued farming for sturgeons at the mountain lake, which is proving helpful in getting me a decent amount of gold, to be honest. Finally, we're on the right track with the damn fish smoker. An evening trip to the community center later, I also donate one of my sturgeons to the lake fish bundle, hot pepper to the summer crops bundle, hazelnut to the fall foraging bundle, the truffle to the chef's bundle, and solar essence to the adventurers bundle. Tuesday, day 37 overall, I was apparently on a community center streak because the stuff cluttering my chests was getting on my nerves. I donated the tuna to the ocean fishing bundle, fiddlehead fern to the chef's bundle, red mushroom to the dye bundle, blueberry to the summer crops bundle, crocus to the winter foraging bundle, and all the wood and hardwood needed for the construction bundle. And then, you guessed it, back to smoking sturgeons it is. And I got another ancient seed drop from a treasure chest, so that was fun. I then farmed some more coal to smoke fish with in the mines, and of course planted my new ancient seed before going to bed. Day 38, it was finally time. Finally, the day is upon us. The smoked sturgeons I sold overnight finally bumped me over the threshold for gold needed to both repair the bus stop and finally build a coop. So I grabbed wood from my chest, ran straight to the community center and bought all the vault bundles, and then I grabbed the stone I needed from my mining chest and bought a coop from Mother Robin immediately after. We are finally getting somewhere. The stressful thing is though that the gold grind is far from over. Next on the agenda are starfruit seeds and animals. But slowly, all in due time, this is a huge win. I put a random jade into this free crystallarium that I got from the museum, and then I just spent the day trying to reach the bottom of the mines. With the bus stop prepared, I need to get that skull key, although the starfruit are the priority right now, so I need to grind more gold first, I think. I got the sexy firewalker boots and a weapon upgrade on floor 80, sold some leftover gear to Daddy Marlin, and just called it a day. Okay, day 11 of summer. Despite the unlucky day ahead of me, I head right back to the mines, but this time to farm for more sprinklers. There's just always something taking precedence over reaching the bottom of the mines. I place those sprinklers before going to bed and reach level 6 mining overnight. Day 12 of summer, we are on day 40 overall. I place the rest of my sprinklers, pick my sunflower and run to the traveling cart. And Diva has finally blessed me with the red cabbage. I run into town to buy Sam another pizza, which brings me to 5 hearts of friendship. I do some more random chores, collect a snail from one of my crab pots, forage on the beach, and unsuccessfully try to catch the crimson fish at the ocean. On to Saturday, day 41, we are blessed by the first summer thunderstorm. I get a crayfish from my crab pots, and then I return to the beach for revenge, of course. And it proved successful because I got the crimson fish this time. Second legendary fish down. I also got the red snapper and tilapia for the first time. I give Sam another pizza. How is Sam not tired of pizza yet at this point? I don't know. And then I head to the mines, but this time to finally try to get as deep as I can. I am way overdue for that damn skull key. Come on. I stopped at the community center on the way back to the farm, finally donating the copper, iron and the gold bars to the blacksmith's bundle, fire quartz to the geologist's bundle, and void essence to the adventurer's bundle, completing the mine carts, which is going to make traveling around town way easier. Day 42, we are finishing the first half of summer, and I am sweating a little bit. I still don't have the skull key and have yet to set foot in the damn desert. The thunderstorm yesterday gave me 2 lone battery packs. Better than none, I suppose. I pick a bunch of melons and blueberries and head to the traveling cart, who sadly had nothing of note for me today. I stop at Pierre's to get some corn seeds, then stop at the community center to donate the purple mushroom to the field research bundle, red snapper and tilapia to the ocean fishing bundle, sunflower to the dye bundle, and melons to both the quality crops bundle and summer crops bundle. It is day 14 of summer, okay? If star fruit are to be planted, they are to be planted today. So I stop at Pierre's again, sell all my remaining melons and run to the desert, where I do a little foraging before spending all of my gold on starfruit seeds. I also grab the sandfish and scorpion carp from the desert pond before heading back, so I have enough time to plant all the starfruit. Then I run to the mines to farm more copper to finally make my first tappers. I reach level 5 farming overnight and pick the tiller profession, and also level 5 combat, picking the fighter profession. Moving into the second half of summer, I place my tappers, harvest a tomato and a poppy flower, tend to my crops and run into town. I pick up a mining help wanted quest on the way to Sam's house, where I gift him the cactus fruit I found in the desert. I thought that he was probably sick of pizza at this point. I randomly pick up and donate this chewing stick to the museum, and then I stock up on some coal at Clint's. Farming was taking too long, okay? I need the coal to make the ingots and to smoke the fish. I head to the mines to complete the help wanted quest and then run to Lewis to collect another ticket. And then I farmed for more copper ore, sold a bunch of stuff and crafted more tappers. Day 44, I tap those oak trees, do some beach foraging, and then I decide to bring my geodes to Clint, allowing me to donate some more stuff to the museum. We got the kyanite, geminite, mudstone, limestone and malachite. I harvest some more wheat back on the farm, then I bring Sam another pizza, and drumroll please, we are on 6 hearts of friendship. Let's go! I do a little bit of fishing and foraging before going to bed. On to day 45, the thunderstorm yesterday yielded a nice batch of battery packs, so I picked those up and moseyed on over to the community center once again. I think I was just excited over only having a couple specific items left before it's done. So I donate the coconut to the exotic foraging bundle, stone to the construction bundle, tomato to the summer crops bundle, corn to the fall crops bundle, poppy to the chef's bundle, red cabbage to the dye bundle, and wheat to the fodder bundle. Back at the farm, I put a leftover strawberry into a preserves jar to make strawberry jelly for the artisan bundle, and then I ran to Marnie's house to get myself my first animals. Finally, I got a white chicken named Brown Cow and a brown chicken named White Cow. Look how cute. Then it was time to witness Lewis being a boomer, I guess. Also, why am I the one hiding in a bush? Also today, it is Sam's birthday. I didn't manage to get enough tickets for that Star Drop tea quite yet, but that's okay. I just grabbed another pizza from the saloon and brought it to him at work. Why are you working on your birthday? And we officially have 8 hearts with Sam. Feel like we are finally picking up some speed here. I picked up the insect head from Gil and continued down the mines. I only managed to get down to level 87 though. I really need to get my axe upgraded. Day 18 of summer, there is another thunderstorm. Yay for those battery packs. Sam invites me to his concert and I harvest another batch of blueberries. I love the sound. Then I ran straight to Pierre for that bouquet, which I brought to Sam, so we now have 9 hearts of friendship. I grab a periwinkle from my river crab pots, and then I relocate them to the ocean. Now, because I still need quite a lot of gold, I decided to resort to my sturgeon tactic once more. And then I went to listen to Sam's concert. Yeah, I totally planned that. And didn't just want to use the mine carts to clear my inventory back at the farm. I walked to the bus stop on purpose. I love you, Sam, I promise. I continued smoking the sturgeons at the farm and tried to farm more foraging XP while waiting, and then I lost the rest of the footage of that day somehow, but I reached level 6 farming, which is pretty exciting. Day 47 overall, got a huge batch of battery packs in the morning, and then the traveling cart. I have earned her forgiveness because she blessed me with another truffle. There is no need for me to buy pigs now. I then run to Robin to upgrade my coop, process a couple of geodes, and I was able to donate these star shards, fire quartz and topaz to the museum, and then back to the mines it is to farm more ore and smelt more ingots. I got the obsidian edge on floor 90, stopped at level 91, smelted more gold and reached level 7 mining overnight. On to day 48, my chickens gave me my first eggs. I continued smelting ingots and expanding my furnace empire. Farmed more sturgeons, ran out of coal and farmed more foraging XP. I crafted and placed more sprinklers before going to bed. On to day 49, I finally got the rare seed from the traveling merchant. I almost forgot that I needed one. Bought a duck named Chicken, gave it a pet, harvested more mushrooms, learned the maki roll recipe which is needed for the community center, and I bought an apple sapling from Pierre. I also spoke to Sam in town and then I ran back to the mines. Just as I yearn for fishing, I now yearn for the mines. Finally reached level 100 and picked up my first star drop. Hallelujah! Day 22 of summer. The final week of summer, baby. Let's go. There are a couple of summer fish I'm still missing, so I stopped at the beach to get the octopus, picked up a clam and a mussel from the crab pots, got Sam another pizza, donated some glass shards to the museum and got a pomegranate sapling from Pierre. I just farmed more copper in the mines until the end of the day. Day 51 and it is time for green rain. So I decide to spend the day on level 60 of the mines, finally getting the elusive ice pip. Also got the wood skip from the pond on my farm, forgot that was possible, and I reached level 7 foraging overnight. Day 52, I grab a dorado from the forest river and then commission Robin to build me a barn. Got Clint to open more of my geodes and donated the chicken statue, lemonstone, ancient drum, celestine, dwarf gadget, dolomite, helvite, barite and neptunite to the museum. I gave an autumn bounty to Sam because I had it in my inventory. Sorry Sam, I didn't have your usual pizza. He wasn't as happy with the autumn bounty as he would have been with pizza. And then I fished for the goby next to the hat mouse before going to bed. Day 53, I harvest another batch of blueberries. Let's listen to the sound again. Yes, I love that sound. And right back to sturgeon farming we go. Listen, it seems to be working, okay? I also farmed some more iron and coal before going to bed. See, I told you it's working. We are moving somewhere. On to day 26 of summer, 54 overall, and it is another rainy day. I pick up a pomegranate and some spicy eel from the traveling cart. I go to speak with Sam and drop off a couple of things at the community center. Wood skip to the specialty fish bundle, maple syrup to the chef's bundle, oak resin and pomegranate to the enchanter's bundle, hay to the fodder bundle, and strawberry jelly to the artisan bundle. I farmed some more foraging XP while smoking the leftover sturgeons. We have to secure that rain totem recipe. And we reached level 7 farming overnight. Day 55, we got another sexy batch of battery packs. Come on! And it is time to harvest the star fruit. I also got my first duck egg. One visit to Marnie later, I got a white cow named Rabbit, gave her a pet, and then went right back to farming sturgeons once more. Last day of summer is upon us. I grab a fish stew and nautilus shell from the last traveling merchant of the season, and yup, I farmed more sturgeons. Listen, there are no sturgeons in fall. I need to make the most of it while they are still here. Wait, what is going to be my main gold income next season? I have to figure that out. To finish off the summer, the dance of the moonlight jellies, and I reached level 8 farming overnight. And I do believe we are done for this video. I think we did quite well. Everything will come together a bit better in autumn and winter, I promise. It doesn't seem like much right now, but we're getting there. You know how it goes. If you give me a like, I love you always, and we'll see each other sometime soon. In the future. I'll hold you to that. Bye bye!